A day before, Congress leader Rahul Gandhi paid tribute to Atal Bihari Vajpayee at his memorial. On one of his party men decided to discredit the former Prime Minister, and the criticism came from a man who is attached to the office of Congress President Mallikarjun Kharge himself. Gaurav Pandhi, an All India Congress Committee coordinator, called the BJP stalwart a British informer during India's freedom struggle, also accusing him of inciting mobs during the Delhi riots and in Ayodhya demolition. What made it worse was that the attack was timed to coincide with Vajpayee's 98th birth anniversary. A seething BJP hit back, slamming the insult to a national icon, forcing Pandhi to delete his tweet a day later. But that was not enough for an indignant BJP who called for an apology and action against Kharge's aide. And the denouncement got support even from those in the opposition.
If Congress truly respects Atal Bihari Vajpayee ji, then they must take action against serial offender Gaurav Pandhi, and they must clarify their stand whether they agree or they disagree or they apologize for the comments of Gaurav Pandhi. Because time and again this shoot and scoot won't do. Otherwise we will be forced to believe that शब्द पांधी के सोच राहुल गांधी की.
मुझे लगता है देश से उनको माफी मांगनी चाहिए और देश से माफी जल्द मांगनी चाहिए. ये वही नेता हैं जो आप उनके पुराने भाषण यहां के भी निकाल कर देखेंगे, भोपाल के तो ऐसा ही करते रहे. और अगर आप पुराने भाषण उनके उस समय के भी देखेंगे तो कोई ऐसा मौका कांग्रेस अटल बिहारी वाजपेयी जी की सरकार के समय या मोदी जी के समय नहीं चूकती जहां देश के प्रधानमंत्री को अपमानित करने का कोई कसर छोड़ी हो.
यह दिखाता है कि अंदर से कितना जहर है और ऊपर से क्योंकि मजबूरी है कि उसको आपको सम्मान देना होगा, तो इस मजबूरी में राहुल गांधी वहां जाते हैं.
Strongly criticize this Congress leader Gaurav Pandhi, of whom I do not know. He should not have made such a statement.
You're watching the News Hour at 10, debate number 2 on Times Now, Super Prime Time.
Shehzaad Poonawalla continues with us. Tushar Gupta, senior editor Swaraj, joins us. Kamar Zaman Chaudhary also continues with us. We are joined by Dr. Suman Raman, political analyst. Is it enough to say we don't agree with him? Here is somebody who's in the president's office, the Congress president's office, Dr. Suman Raman.
Yeah, I think that, look, if we are going to take the views of every individual in the party as the official views of the party, then I think you should do the same thing on all sides of the spectrum. It can't be, this was a tweet that the man put out, because subsequently it has been deleted, and therefore the matter ends there. Now, the question is this immediately, is this the view of Rahul Gandhi? Now, there are grey areas as far as Shri Atal Bihari Vajpayee's participation in the Quit India movement is concerned. We all know, the detailed story about which was sort of inflammatory in many ways, and subsequently Delhi happened a few days or 2 weeks after that. So look, let's be very clear about it. Even
so here's the thing, Shehzaad Poonawalla. If you are okay with the history of Aurangzeb, which is being contested, being brought up, why shouldn't somebody also put out one version of the history related to Mr. Vajpayee?
Because it's not factually correct. Let me start by addressing the historical question first. Here's the statement the Congress people keep quoting. In this statement, which is apparently signed by Atal Bihari Vajpayee, the statement in the English under the Urdu part is son of Gauri Shankar, whereas everybody knows that Vajpayee's father's name was Krishna Bihari Vajpayee. So it was never a... One second, sir, please don't interrupt when I'm speaking. Finish, I did not interrupt you. Have the patience.
Okay.
And apart from that, the judgment copy of the Sessions Trial Court 3/43, Special Judge Agra, has not mentioned Atal Bihari Vajpayee anywhere. So it's a figment of imagination peddled as truth, which this ecosystem is very good at spin doctoring. Now let me come to the larger point. No, this is not just one Gaurav Pandhi. This is not Sayog, it's actually a Prayog. Let me tell you why. Mr. Ulhas Pawar also made this statement from the Congress party. Mr. Udit Raj supported this statement on Times Now. I was on that conversation with Udit Raj. Madhya Pradesh Congress party says that we will make Vajpayee's role as a colonial spy an issue. In Rajasthan Congress, the General Secretary of the party makes a despicable comment about the personal life of Atal Bihari Vajpayee. I don't even want to get into that. Sonia Gandhi herself called Vajpayee ji as a Gaddar, and so much so that she even opposed Pokhran test, and the Congress party did not celebrate Kargil Vijay Divas for 5 years. This was the hatred they had for Atal Bihari Vajpayee. Today they cry these tears. Rahul Gandhi ke Siddhant aur Hathi ke Dant. खाने के अलग दिखाने के अलग. If they have certain bit of respect for Vajpayee ji, they should have sacked this fake news peddler. He was the same one who fake news peddled about the vaccines as well, कि बछड़े का खून है इस वैक्सीन में. What are they waiting for? This means Shabd Pandhi ka, Soch Gandhi ka.
Want to respond, Dr. Suman Siraman?
Can I? Yeah. Okay, so I think the point that that Shehzaad was making about the father's name was subsequently clarified by Mr. Vajpayee himself, saying that everyone in the village knew his father as Gauri Shankar and not by his formal name, which was Kishan Bihari. Now this was clarified by Mr. Vajpayee himself. But anyway, I think that we'll be getting into bubbles on this particular confession of statement and all that. The point really is whether somebody has a right to raise question. The moment the question is being raised, immediately we are ready to pounce on them and say immediately he must apologize, she must apologize. And in the case, as far as Nelly was concerned, I have an excerpt of the speech which was made, which is a bit difficult to read. I don't want to read it right now because it's not really something that should be read on national television, but it is certainly inflammatory. Now the point is, why are we refusing to look at, we place people. Mr. Vajpayee was one of the best prime ministers we've had, in my opinion. And as far as the BJP is concerned.
So let me ask you one thing, because there are several accounts and several different people have written different kinds of accounts. And there are some people who are just held in very high esteem. For example, Mahatma Gandhi. Now there are different accounts. Indira Gandhi ji, there are very different accounts which say very different things about people that we now hold in very high esteem. If we are going to go down that road, Dr. Suman Siraman, there are some very, very unsavory things that have been said.
Mahatma Gandhi is being questioned by the Sangh Parivaar almost on a daily basis. Nobody is saying how dare they question Mahatma Gandhi.
Answer. Shehzaad Poonawalla. Sangh Parivaar questions Mahatma Gandhi.
That is completely untrue. In fact, you should see what kind of respect Mahatma Gandhi had for RSS, and if Mr. Mahatma Gandhi was questioned by Sangh Parivaar, then why did Pranab Mukherjee go at their headquarters? Why was the RSS praised by JP? Why was RSS praised by Ambedkar? Now, sir, please, you have a bad habit, sir. You speak in your own time, you interrupt my time. At least have the courtesy, sir. You're so old at this debating game. Let me also have my say. I'm younger than you. Now, secondly, let me tell you what is the problem. The problem is, Padmaja, that anybody who's outside the Parivaar and he has done something for Bharat or is an icon of Bharat, he has to be humiliated and insulted. Ambedkar ji, Patel ji, Savarkar ji, now Vajpayee ji, and even Narasimha Rao. His body was not allowed into 24 Akbar Road. This is the problem. The Parivaar always targets such icons. And finally, if Rahul Gandhi is going there and he has genuine sense of, respect for Vajpayee ji, what was main 2 points of Vajpayee ji, Padmaja? Savarkar mane tap, tyag, tilmila hai, talwar, tir, tark, tathya. That was one of the issues of Vajpayee ji. Does Rahul Gandhi believe in it, or it's only a photo op? And secondly, Hindu Tanman, Hindu Rang, Hindu Jeevan, Hindu Mera Parichay. This was the other part of Vajpayee ji. Does Rahul Gandhi agree with this philosophy of Vajpayee ji? Otherwise, this is just photo op. This is just spectacle. It is not following the Sandesh of Vajpayee ji. That is our problem.
Kamar Zaman Chaudhary.
Well, something, what Gaurav Pandhi might have deleted his tweet, he might be apologetic in the coming days. But for me, as a congressman, witnessed Vajpayee ji over the last few years, read about him, faced his comments on the first hand also in Assam, I am not apologetic. And I stand by each and every word that Gaurav Pandhi has said in his tweet. And let me explain to you why I say this. In 1983, at the height of the Assam agitation, Vajpayee ji was campaigning for Bharatiya Janata Party, or rather I call Bharatiya Jalao Party, in Assam. During that time, at the height of Assam agitation, what was the statement? If such foreigners were coming and settling in Assam, if it was in Punjab, we would have killed and butchered them. After a few days, Vajpayee left from Assam. The biggest Nelly genocide of Muslims happened in Assam. That was Mr. Vajpayee. Second, when Babri Masjid was demolished, Vajpayee ji stood up and said, "Zameen abhi tak samatal nahi hua hai." This was the statement.
No, he actually said it 2 days before.
Then you have got
the car seva happened. But anyway, go on.
Yes. That was a statement. That was a statement. So was inciting the mobs. When he gave that bhashan, the famous bhashan to Modi ji, apna Raj Dharam ko manao. After that, he said that वो राज धर्म कैसे बना था, वहाँ पे चालू किसने किया था. Whatever the incident happened in Godhra and aftermath of the Godhra, we all know how the massacre happened in Gujarat on both the sides. So let us not normalize Modi after Gujarat, not normalize Advani after Babri or Vajpayee after Nelly. So let us all, these are all violent past. Somehow
let's not
or the other
normalize.
we felt
Tushar
that
Gupta.
Vajpayee ji was
Let's not
complicit.
normalize.
Even in 1942
or Rajiv Gandhi after 84.
No, let me finish.
Yes, let's not normalize anyone. Let's not normalize Jagdish Titler. Let's not normalize Kamal Nath. Let's not normalize Rajiv Gandhi. Let's not normalize everyone. But then would you be okay, sir, when things like that are said about the former Prime Minister?
Padmaja.
Let's not normalize anyone. Go on. Tushar Gupta.
You know, August 27, 1942, that incident in Bhakteshwar. Can I speak on that issue also, if you don't
Hold
mind?
on, sir. Let Tushar Gupta now respond to you. You're talking about
No,
normalization.
hold on.
Let's not normalize. Yes, go on.
Padmaja, I've been listening for a while. I have been listening for a while, and let's make few things clear here. Rahul Gandhi personally has no opinion or viewpoint, which explains why he's confused in most of the speeches he delivers, be it at the election rallies or be it during the Bharat Jodo Yatra. Sumant C. Raman said that there is certain grey area when it comes to Vajpayee's history. I'm sorry, but if we are talking about grey areas, and if we start talking about Nehru in 62, we start talking about Indira Gandhi in 1975, Rajiv Gandhi in 1984, and what happened in Sri Lanka, and what happened in the UP era. Mr. Raman, hold on. Mr. Raman, hold on. Don't you understand it's not okay to interrupt when someone is speaking? Hold on. Hold on.
One at a time,
Listen,
please, sir. You had your say. Go on.
If we start talking about the grey areas during the corruption, if we start talking about the grey areas during the corruption of the UPA 1 and UPA 2 rule, about what happened with our defense expenditure and infrastructure, Padmaja, I'm afraid the entire night will pass and we still would have not finished the entire grey areas Mr. Raman is talking about. Look, the Congress mentality is very simple. They play this dual game of, political posturing. Rahul Gandhi will go to the temple when the elections are near, but he will also sit with a pastor who openly defames Hindu gods and goddesses. Rahul Gandhi will go to Vajpayee's prayers, and he'll prepare all his tributes and do everything just to make headlines, but at the same time it will be his party members who will make such points on national television. So Congress has been playing this game for long. They'll make all the filthiest of abuses against former prime ministers, against independent movement heroes and everyone, and on the same day, on the same face, they'll pretend as if everything is holy about them. This is what Congress believes. So when Gaurav Pandhi makes a tweet like that, it depicts the Congress mentality. It comes right from the Congress leadership, and we should not discard it. And if one wants to talk about the grey areas, let's start talking about the UP era. Let's start talking about what happened, what went wrong in Sri Lanka, what went wrong in Punjab. The Prime Minister was talking about Punjab today. Let's start talking about that.
It's just a thing we do. Many people disagree, but it's just an Indian thing to do. Don't speak ill of the dead, Dr. Sumant C. Raman.
Except what about this gentleman has not said a single thing. All that he says, what about Rahul Gandhi doing this? What about Indira Gandhi doing that? What about Nehru doing that? That does not answer the questions about Mr. Vajpayee. I'm sorry, it does not.
No, hold on.
I don't know how do you imagine? How do you imagine?
Mr. Sumant C. Raman, the hypocrite you are. No.
Why are you abusing me, sir?
I've been with him in several debates now.
Very fact, you have to abuse me means you don't have any points to speak on.
No, the hypocrite he is. No, hold on. Listen, you've been interrupting me. I have no regard for you whatsoever.
Please let him finish.
The hypocrite he is. If we start talking about the grey areas of the former Congress Prime Ministers,
sir, that is not the answer to the question on
the hypocrite Mr. Sumant C. Raman is, he's interrupting. I cannot talk like that.
Go on, finish. Yes.
A true congressman without manners or regard for the debate. Padmaja, if today this was a statement made by the BJP for Rajiv Gandhi or for Indira Gandhi or for Nehru, Sumant C. Raman would have been the first one to say, why can't BJP spare the former Congress Prime Ministers? Why can't they talk about the work today? Today he sits on your show and says, oh, it's normal. Why can't we talk about the grey areas of Vajpayee? This is the hypocrisy I'm talking about.
Okay.
Look, you're right.
When you say how there are very, very grey areas, let me just end by saying, I'm out of time, but I just want to take 10 seconds to remind people of one small paragraph from Jawaharlal Nehru's autobiography, where he speaks of Gandhiji's support for the Khilafat movement. And he says, owing to the prominence given to the Khilafat movement in 1921, a large number of Maulvis and Muslim religious leaders took a prominent part in the political struggle. The influence and prestige of the Maulvis, which had been declining owing to new ideas and a progressive westernization, began to grow again and dominate the Muslim community. So, if we are talking about grey and problematic areas, there are many grey areas. But do we want to open all those chapters? Maybe. Maybe it's for the better for all of us to examine all of these grey areas. Then there are no holy cows. Thanks very much, all gentlemen, for joining me.